Hello YouTube. So for the past few days, I have been working on my data. I have studied my win, my losses, and my old trade, and I also try to doing backtesting to see if I can actually find something to optimize my current strategy, or maybe building a new strategy, or yeah. And it is very fascinating. And today I'm going to share everything that I studied with you. And the good news is that the first, there are a good news and a bad news. And the good news is I passed phase one for the engineer with a really strict risk. I risk only 1% for trade per trade, and then I got a really good execution. I got 3R, 2R, 3R again, 3R again, and I passed the challenge. I think in 2 days, which is great. So here is the bad news that I failed the phase two. Here you can see I lost the account. So for that account, I'm going to say that I didn't manage myself very well. I got a little emotional. My trace is tighter everywhere. My wrist is not stable. The way I execute the trade is not flawlessly. And I gotta say that it's my fault. And I take full responsibility for that. And that's kind of a mess. And to be honest, I don't need to share the kind of thing. A lot of people, it's it's weird, but there are certain people they want to see people like me losing, and it makes them feel better about themselves. And is that exactly is that exactly why I decided to do this video? Because when people see the kind of thing, it makes them feel better about themselves. But that ego boost is exactly what gonna keep them humble in the near future. And hopefully, when you go to my channel, hopefully you never take my loss personally, and you never feel excited about my wins and try to mimic my trading strategy as well. Because one of the crucial thing in trading is that we got to stay objective. We got to have a filter to actually observe anything we saw on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram in a way that is beneficial for our growth. And that is exactly what I really want everyone to understand for the best. So here is a backtesting result that I actually tried. So today around 235 trade spread to 5 years of data and around four trading pair. And I was risking around 1,000, yeah, 1,000 per trade. So you're gonna see that it is around 138 R. If we talk about risk to reward, because the percent gain is a little wrong, because I'm gonna say that it's supposed to be around more than 100% gain, because I tried to backtest with more than one pair. So when the account balance sum up, it makes their total PNL in percent a little mess up. But anyway, here is the equity curve, how it look like. It's kind of stable, and for me that's pretty good because for 35%, and you can gain to more than 138 R, then for me that is pretty good. But of course, we can actually improve the result. Here is how the yearly profit and loss look like. So basically, for me, I am more into the high risk reward ratio strategy. For some people, it is a negative risk reward ratio. For some people, it's just 1 to 1. For some people, it is extremely high, like 1 to 5, 1 to 10, whatever. So every one of us, we're gonna find a sweet spot for ourselves, and from there we develop a strategy that fit ourselves mentally. And here you can see after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years of data, I was kind of lazy to fill out more data, but you can see that most of the time I was profitable. I got some negative month, but overall yearly is profitable. Now, if you're looking at the number, like, well, this strategy make 8% a year, 7% a year, that is less than Nasdaq or saving account. Let's say that that is the minimum return on a yearly basis. And I think because what I want you to see is that the risk reward ratio and I don't know, the stat is kind of wrong in a way because it actually calculates all the trade that I took, all the pair that I trade into this one strategy. Because as you already see right here, I actually have a lot of section where I test a lot of strategy and a lot of pair. So that's the reason why when I check the stat, it's a little bit low. Let me show you what I mean. Now if I just doing one pair, here how you're gonna see it. The win rate, the P&L, the same strategy. You can see the actual return is actually a lot more than what you see on the summary of all the strategy. That's what I mean. It's a little mess up. But what I want you to see that the equity curve, and I mean, if you're looking at this, and all you can see is the return, that is actually wrong perspective. And I don't mean anything personally, but what I mean is that the law of large number and a bigger picture. Because if you see this, what it really means is that after 5 years, we still survive. What it means is that over the long period of time, we're gonna have the losing month, the losing week. But overall, if we actually have an edge, even it is small, we will end up yearly net profitable, and we're gonna end up 5 years profitable as well. Because if we talk about the return in 8%, 7%, let's say that I'm risking 0.25% to make this kind of return, then probably I can just scale it up and find a risk parameter to actually increase the return. Does that make sense? Because most of the time we want like 100% a year, 100% a month, and sometimes we want like 50% a week, and they're ridiculous. And another point of view is that in the short term, we can actually having winning tricks, and we feel empowered about the way we trade. But then we got to a losing tricks, we got to a losing month, and eventually, if we keep executing, probably we're gonna come out and end up profitable again. But most of the time, we got pissed off, we got deviate from our trading plan, our trading strategy, because when we are winning, it feels easy to carry on. But when we are in losing streaks, it just feels heavy. It just feels like every day is lasting like forever, and before we know it, we lost our patience and we just execute poorly and we lost our account. So another point is that my trade is all the section, and my trade is kind of have a very low win rate, but I still survive. And let me tell you something. I actually backtest like around what odds this strategy right here. Probably it is like 500 trades or something. And let me tell you something. Um, it is very hard to lose if we actually control our risk. Doing one trade at a time, and I mean you can try it for yourself. If you trade one trade at a time, then and risking around 1% with a risk reward like 1 to 2, 1 to 3, with a simple mechanical trading system, it is quite difficult to lose. Why did I say so? Because I'm not sure about you, but for me, the backtesting, I'm not trading seriously. I'm not trading like really carefully, but I simplify my trading strategy in a way that I can collect data fast, and I don't use a lot of confluences. I only, for example, normally I use maybe 2 or 3 confluences or even 4, but on backtesting I only use 1 to 2 because I want to test something out. I want to take some variables. How this affects this? How this affects the result? What if I enter at this level? What if I remove this confluences? Kind of stuff, and it makes backtesting really more easier and enjoyable. And this platform it actually helped me a lot in my backtesting journal as well. So the next thing I want to tell you is that here you can see that after close to 275 trade forward testing, here is the equity curve, and here is a strategy that make me 3 payout at for the engineer, and passing a lot of challenge and failing a lot of challenge as well. So the thing is, after backtesting, after looking at the data, I I saw something. So I looking back at my old trade because I have a marked up for all the trade that I took. So it actually really easy for me to actually looking back, and here you can see a really smooth in the equity curve, but then I got to really deep down, and it took me so hard to get up, and it just stayed there like forever, and it's really like killing my confidence that I have for this strategy. So what happened when I actually looking back at the old data and actually remove the trade that I shouldn't take with some yeah with, and here is a new equity curve. Um, you can see right here I remove some losses, some wins as well. Any trade that I saw that is not really a trade that I should take, even it's a winning trade, I will just remove it. Because when you look working with your data, one of the most important thing is that you got to be honest with yourself, because you cannot just remove losses and keep all the winning and make the equity like just fucking going up. So being honest with yourself. So usually, let's say you can, let's say when I click into this, and here it's gonna showing something like this, and I'm gonna see if this trade is something that I will take. So for me, this trade, this has the EMA going down, price actually have some shift in the way in the market structure, and there's a high and there's a low for my feeble retracement trading. And from everything that I'm seeing, I'm going to say that this trade is valid. Even its swing or losses, if I saw that is something that I will take again, then I'm gonna just leave it there. And that's how I actually review my old trade. I have all the markup and the duration and everything. I don't really make it so complicated because for me, my mind just can process things that simple. If it's too complex, if it's too complicated, I will just my mind will blow up. So for example, another one. So let's say for this trade, I'm going to say that the way I pull up the fit is more to me like a forcing trade. So that is something that I will remove from the data. And that is just example of how I usually do it. I know that it looked subjective and it looked like it didn't look right. But like I told you at the end of the day, it's only you knowing your strategy the best, only you knowing how far you have come, and doing data. Sometimes for me, it's just the way I do it. It may be wrong, it may be right to you, but it's just the way I do it. And if I right, then good for me. If I'm wrong, then I'm gonna fuck things up again, and I'm gonna learn from my experiences. At the end of the day, that how I do things, and if it works for you, then fine. If it's not, then just leave it. So from and I haven't finished it yet. I have around let's say I have around more than 100 trade, 175 trade to actually work on and review, and it's gonna take like a whole afternoon, a whole morning, I think. So, but probably it's gonna make the equity look very different. So you can see there is the old equity, and there is a new equity. So you can see that if I actually be more selective, if I actually like have another confluences, and if I'm not forcing trade and take the trade that I shouldn't, here is how it actually look. And it's not finished yet. It actually can be better or worse, I don't know. But I'm gonna review the trade and just try, no, not really try, but always will be honest with myself. And from there, hopefully I'm gonna optimize the way I trade. One other thing is that here I'm gonna show you. Usually I actually have a lot of opening trade up to 12 sometime, but most of the time it stay at around 2, 3, 4 kind of stuff. Yeah, around 4 or 5 trade opening, and I trade all the pairs. And still, if you're looking at this data, I'm still trading all the pair, and most of the backtesting, even with new strategy, it is still profitable for me. And here for go, it only 10 trade. The win rate is very low, but it's kind of the stuff. And at a break even, only 2 months of data. And here is a test for EU, and it tends to be performing a lot better with 20% in a month. And one of the things that I usually do in my backtesting is never take me more than 15 seconds to actually validate that trading setup, because otherwise it's gonna be very energy consuming, and I don't want that. Here is another pair. So at first it go really nice, but eventually it looks like the edge is really going down. It's the arrow GPY. The pair is kind of difficult to trade for me, and but obviously I still managed to break even as a pair. Here is another pair, Euro CHF, and the result is quite good with a 73 trade over the course of 1, 2, 3, 4 years. You can see that it actually keep going up. Before you actually check the result, you're gonna see this. This is actually swing trading. The average duration of trade is like 1 week or 1 month. So it actually not really have a lot of trade. If I actually do risk more or I do day trading, probably I'm going to, you know, get more P&L. But that's not the point. It's not like trying to get the biggest P&L. It's more about getting enough sample size to see the the law of large number unfolding and seeing the related frequency to see like what is the two expectancy values that we can expect from our trading strategy and what is the biggest drawdown so that we can prepare ourselves for trading challenge, trading live account, something like that. And how's the bigger picture look like and what we can actually expect. Like there are months gonna be difficult, there are months gonna be easy, and we're gonna get like 3 or 4 months winning in a row. We may get like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days losing in a row, kind of stuff like that. So backtesting for me is not really about seeing the potential. See potential. It actually one of the thing, but more importantly, it actually giving us like a bigger picture about drawdown, about the trading frequency, about the risk reward, about trading duration, winning streak, losing streak, and the company actually prepare our trading for the better. Because not only because if we want to perform well without having emotional decision, and if we want to have a more data-driven decision, then knowing our strategy inside out, like the palm of our hand, is going to be very beneficial. So hopefully from this video you can actually understand more about the benefit of backtesting and forward testing as well. Here is GBP GU. Still, win rate is not very high. You got a little struggle in the beginning of the year and then it took up. That is another 100 trade sample size. And yeah, probably 14 months of backtesting. I can do it more carefully, but like I know the difference between backtesting and forward testing. That's the reason why in backtesting I usually do things more like simple, quick, and just collect data, seeing the things that I can actually repair for myself, and I'm gonna just go and trade on live market. Because I'm not good at backtesting, to be honest, it's boring and it's just not for me. But it helps and it helped a lot. So really like this platform. I think it has some kind of discount code in case you want to buy, but I'm not going to give it to you. You're gonna find it somewhere on Twitter because I'm not affiliated with them, and I just say what I think, and overall it's just my own strategy, my own experiences. So back to the funding challenge and the chart itself. I don't have any payouts this month, and probably not sure about next month, but it didn't kill me. And going full time, have a no source of income, and depend on trading, I'm going to say that even I have a saving kind of stuff, even I have a pretty good cash flow right now, this still feels weird because unless you are super confident in your trading skill, unless you are unsinkable, unless you are extremely profitable or very consistent for years and have a great mindset, have a great attitude, you should not. No, I should. I mean, I don't think quitting your job and focus on trading is actually a good idea. It gives kind of weird feelings and pressure on yourself, and it surely will affect your trading. So, because in trading, you don't require a lot of time, and it gives you tremendous amount of freedom. And if you don't use that freedom well, usually we're gonna screw things up by trading more, over trading, and trying to push our edge in a very wrong way and take the trade that we should not take. So that's my sharing for today for the update. And in order to see if the strategy gonna work or not, in order to see if my study, my backtesting will have any result, I need to forward testing and yeah, just keep doing it. And I will keep you updated. So I wish you good luck and good trading. I hope that you find something useful in this video, and I'm not sharing the template. It basically just drop down and yeah, it's just drop down kind of stuff. It's very basic. Summarize, formula, drop down, checklist, number, text, day, very basic. If you want to create a channel like this, it's better to create yourself because that is the only way you can edit it in the future and evolve it and make it better all the way. So I'm gonna see you on the next video, and thank you for always be there. Thank you for being a part of my journey.